When I go to national parks, I don't just love to hike, I love to eat. But the challenge is a lot of times you are stuck having to bring your own food, and there is nothing more sad than having a bag full of dehydrated food or sandwiches stuffed in a cooler after a long, epic day of adventure. Sometimes you just want to sit down at a proper restaurant with a proper meal after a proper shower and bask in the glow of what you've experienced that day. So if you're looking for one of the best places to eat in the middle of a beautiful landscape, I'm going to show you my favorite place to eat in southern Utah that is the ultimate explorer/foodie experience. Let's go. Hey, and welcome to this episode of Explore This. I'm your host, Jenna Ahana, and I love taking you to the hidden places where the crowds don't go. And today I have got a juicy hidden gem for you right off of Scenic Byway 12 in the heart of southern Utah. If you're not familiar, by the way, with Scenic Byway 12, it is one of the most beautiful places where you can take a drive in all of the United States. You're going past gorgeous rock formations, gorgeous terrain, open vast vistas that take you back to a previous time where the world is really still. Well, tucked in the heart of that Scenic Byway, about 20 minutes away from Bryce Canyon City, you are going to find 𝗘𝗫𝗄𝗃 Resorts, an 80-acre stargazing resort filled with dozens of geodesic domes where you can stay, but you can also eat. I'm going to talk about the staying experience in just a minute, but I want to talk to you about the Nova Café. This is the creme de la creme at 𝗘𝗫𝗄𝗃. It is the largest dome in the entire resort, and if you are famished after a day of adventure, either in Bryce Canyon or 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗃, both of which are around 20 to 30 minutes away, this is the perfect base camp for you. So I want to break this down for you, whether you're actually staying there as a guest or you're staying somewhere else in 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗃 or Bryce Canyon City, and you're looking for a proper place to eat. Now, the location is really easy to get to. Just off of Scenic Byway 12, you're going to see the sign for 𝗘𝗫𝗄𝗃 Resorts, and you're going to turn left onto the gravel road and make your way past the first initial domes. Shortly in front of you, just a little bit off to the left, you are going to see a massive geodesic dome shimmering in the sunshine or glowing with crystal chandeliers inside if you're coming at night. That is where you want to take your vehicle and find a gorgeous parking spot because you have just arrived at Nova Café. Once you find a spot to park behind the main dome, just follow the 𝗘𝗫𝗄𝗃 Resort signs and the fire pits if it's that late in the evening to make your way into the entrance. Now, before we talk about the food, I want to talk about the vibe here. One of the things I love the most about southern Utah is it has a charm to it. It makes you feel like you're going back to the time of the Old West. But also when you're going on a trip, you want to have an experience that feels modern. And what I love about the interior of Nova Café is not only do you get to sit within a massive geodesic dome, but you also get to have this experience of a very futuristic vibe. You walk in and you see this incredible bar that looks very sci-fi with its lighting, and it creates this glow around all of the tables that are lit with candles, so you're tucked a little bit in the corner with the ambiance of the lighting right in the heart and the center of it. I want you to imagine you've just finished an epic day of hiking. Maybe you've gone past the amazing hoodoos of Bryce Canyon. Maybe you found yourself dropping into the slot canyons that 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗃 is known for. And you come back, legs tired, feet sore, and you find yourself stepping into a place that is surrounded by fire pits. And as you step in, you're going to hear a musician plucking on the guitar, singing songs that take you back to a place of nostalgia, even if you don't even know the words. And you're going to find yourself surrounded by the glow and the light that makes 𝗘𝗫𝗄𝗃 so magical. It's known as a stargazing resort, and I've had the amazing opportunity to stay here a couple of times. But there's also the experience that happens on the inside. So let's talk about the food. The menu at Nova is this really beautiful fusion of upscale comfort foods with a little bit of an Asian flair. And I want to pull up the menu for you so you can take a look. But I first want to let you know that some of the dishes that I tried there were off the charts insane. I'm talking as good as food that you can get on a restaurant on the Las Vegas Strip. And I've also done that a lot. When you open up the menu, you're not just going to be looking at paninis, burgers, maybe a couple of salads or pub food. You're talking upscale. So what I had an opportunity to try was the 16-ounce New York strip with herb butter and Parmesan fries, which was the perfect meal after a long day of hiking through the hoodoos of Bryce. And I also had an opportunity to try the, wait for it, Thai braised short rib, slow cooked in Thai spices and coconut broth, topped with a citrus slaw, served with garlic mashed potatoes and seasonal vegetables. This is the kind of food I'm talking about. It is hearty, the portions are huge, it's super comfortable, and also, if you're incredibly hungry, they also have a full lineup of appetizers and desserts. I just want to pull up the menu for you as a fellow foodie and share with you some of the items to give you a sense of the breadth of what they have to offer. I'm talking things like ahi tuna poke tacos, crispy wonton shells filled with marinated ahi tuna, avocado, shallots, sesame, scallions, finished with an avocado wasabi aioli. Talk about a way to get to a girl's heart. We're talking things like shishito peppers, chicken skewers, crispy cauliflower bites if you're more on the vegetarian side. And then you hop over to the mains and you have a very difficult time deciding what to get. So if you want to get a couple, you absolutely should. One of my biggest regrets of going to Nova Café was actually not getting a couple of the items that the waiter recommended. One of them was lomo saltado. And if you haven't had lomo saltado, it is a Peruvian dish of marinated steak with French fries and rice, which is literally the perfect meal to carb load after you've had an epic day outdoors, especially in the desert heat. And I wish I would have had a chance to try it. I just ran out of time because the best lomo saltado I've ever had wasn't actually in Peru. It was in Miami Beach, and I really wanted to see how this one stepped up to the plate. But the waiter swore that it was the best lomo saltado he has ever had. Now, if you also have a little bit of a sweet tooth, there is also a full dessert lineup and not the typical desserts that you would normally expect. Personally, for me, I'm a sucker for tiramisu. So anytime I see tiramisu on the menu, I've got to try it, especially if it's a tiramisu that's a little bit off the beaten path. They had on the menu, I kid you not, a yuzu lemon tiramisu. It was like the ultimate fusion of Japanese and Italian cuisine in a perfect little decadent bowl, and it was an amazing way to round out the experience. So that just gives you a sense of what the dinner experience is like. Now, if you are craving a little bit more of that comfort food, go for one of the smash burgers. It'll completely satisfy that craving for fat and salt that you're looking for. Now, there's a couple of ways you can experience Nova Café. If you have an opportunity to spend a couple of nights at Clear Sky Resorts, whether you're driving there because you're staying off location or you have the luxury of staying on site, what I would do are two things. On the first night, take an opportunity to eat in the main dome. It is massive. I have never seen a geodesic dome of this scale. When you walk in and your eyes go from panning up all the way down to the futuristic bar and the tables all around you, you are just going to get enveloped in the size of it. You want that experience. You want that experience of being in the dome itself, especially if you're not staying on location and just going back to a regular hotel room. But if you are coming for a second night or if you are staying for multiple nights, also take an opportunity to stay in one of the smaller domes and one of the smaller private dining areas tucked outside of the geodesic domes. Personally, I love this experience just as much. And the first time I went to Clear Sky, this was actually the dining experience we had because Sky Nova was under construction and they were finishing all of their updates. So all of the patrons were dining in these small domes, and it was intimate and cozy and a little bit chilly with that evening desert air. So you feel the space heater on your feet and you have a candle on the table and you feel tucked in this amazing private dining experience. Now, if you're coming for the stargazing as well, you want to make sure that you time your dinner late enough in the evening so when you step out and you're surrounded by the fire pits, you have an opportunity to look up and take in the Milky Way because you are going to be at one of the clearest skies in the United States. Take some time to just simmer in that space. Personally, my favorite time to go is actually at dusk. So if you look at when sunset is and you plan dinner for about a half hour before, you're going to get the opportunity to not only experience the gorgeous stars at night, but you're also going to get an opportunity to experience the glow at sunset. And there is something so magical in southern Utah when the sun sets and the rocks start to turn pink, orange, purple, mirroring and mimicking the sky as it starts to turn this really dark blue, almost violet. It's one of the most gorgeous sunsets that you'll see. And to be able to take that in while you're eating incredible food just adds to the amazing experience of it all. Now, if you have an opportunity to actually stay at Clear Sky Resorts, not only are you going to get an amazing dining experience, but you're also going to get an amazing stay. and the convenience of having incredible food literally steps away or a short drive from your dome. What's also amazing about Nova Café is you're not left on the hook for breakfast because they have a full breakfast menu too, which I personally love because I love getting out early before that desert heat kicks in to go for a hike or go off-roading or any other adventures. And the Nova Café opens early so you can fill your belly with things like breakfast burritos, quesadillas, lattes, and make sure you have the fuel that you need to go out and enjoy whatever adventures you have planned for the next day. Or if you feel like doing absolutely nothing, do absolutely nothing with the full belly and enjoy that morning sunshine as it pours into the cafe. Staying at Clear Sky is really the ultimate way to experience the cafe because not only do you get to experience the food, but you get to experience these rituals that they have for you after dinner. Imagine going to the front desk and grabbing a s'mores kit after your belly's been full from that short rib or that steak, and then you walk out to one of the fire pits and you get to feel like you're a little kid again, toasting marshmallows over the fire, being surrounded by other guests who are laughing, and you're seeing the little kid come out in them too, having fun putting the marshmallow on the chocolate and the graham cracker, thinking, how long has it been that you've had a s'more? And go back to that memory. Or maybe this is the first memory you've ever had having one. And when you get to bite into that toasted marshmallow that's melted the chocolate with the crunch of the graham cracker and feel the marshmallow dripping on your chin as you're sitting feeling the warmth of the fire, looking out at the southern Utah stars, you'll realize that whatever you have on your itinerary, this is probably going to be one of the moments that you're going to remember the most. And while oftentimes on this show, I love talking about the adventures, the places to go, the hidden gems to experience, and a lot of times that happens with me in my hiking boots, sometimes the hidden gems involve you being in a chair in one of the most comfortable places, in one of the most beautiful views you could possibly imagine. And that's also the spirit of adventure too. It's taking an opportunity to sit and reflect on where you are, on what you've seen, what you've experienced, and the amazing day that you've had. The connection to a place through food, fire, feeling full and complete. So if you want to get a deeper sense of what it is like to actually sleep under the stars in one of these geodesic domes and experience the luxury of a stargazing resort in the middle of the southern Utah desert, check out my episode here where I break down in full what it's like to stay here, all the amenities, all the adventures, everything that's included, and why not only is it the best base camp for your adventures, but it could possibly be one of the best staycations you've ever had. I'm your host, Ahana. Go ahead and click here to watch that episode, and I'll see you out there on the next adventure.